Atomic Heart is an action-heavy role-playing game developed by Mundfish and published by Focus Entertainment. The FPS aims to launch a new franchise, but will it stand the test of time or become a forgotten relic? For full transparency, the gameplay seen in this review was recorded using a PS5 digital edition. I have put time codes on the screen now, so if any specific topics interest you, you can jump straight there. Atomic Heart takes place in an alternative timeline where Russia won World War II. The player takes control of Agent P3 as he is sent to Facility 3826 to battle against the robots and other mechanical contraptions that have gone haywire. And before you know it, players will be thrust into a world where peace is seldomly found and pain is the name of the game. The combat is where Atomic Heart truly shines. While I was worried that facing robots would become tedious, I was surprised by the variety of robots and the different ways to take them down. Guns and melee combat are both fleshed out and are beneficial in different situations. The gunplay is solid and the kickback from guns like shotguns are incredibly satisfying. The melee combat is also enjoyable, but I do wish there was a little bit more of an impact felt when connecting with the enemy. While the game promotes over-the-top robot smashing action, and in all fairness it definitely delivers on this, the game is also full of platforming sections and puzzles that range from lockpicking to navigating and transporting goods. While the variety of gameplay elements is a breath of fresh air and shows the developers are willing to present the player with new and refreshing mechanics, the variety does eventually become tedious. The action is so brilliantly crafted that when the player experiences the longer, more puzzle-focused sections of the game, the need for action can begin to creep in and cause frustration. It's like driving a Ferrari and wanting to travel at full speed but needing to stop every 100 meters to complete a task. The map is also one of the most enjoyable aspects of the game. I had so much fun exploring the incredibly varied but always stunning locations and all of their secrets. The game does a great job of trying to introduce the character to the world in a way which is not overwhelming. At the start, the player is introduced to the world and its political views in an organic way. The action begins as the player is sent to an underground base where they have to traverse through corridors and passages without too much exploration. This allows the player to focus on the core mechanics of the game. And after a few hours, the player will leave the underground bunker and will be able to explore the world more freely and start to tackle the more complex mechanics of the game. At the end of the day, the map is beautiful and exploring it is a ton of fun. I don't quite know how I can spend too much time discussing the graphics, because honestly, this has to be one of the most beautiful games I have played in a very long time. From the opening sequence onwards, I was just blown away. And as the game and the world opened up, I only found myself loving it even more. The game's aesthetic and settings also place the player in a world that feels truly unique. The technology and aesthetic of the world were brought to life beautifully. One of the biggest issues I believe the game struggles with is its identity. Before I played it, I saw a ton of people dubbing the game Russian Fallout, and although I disagree with that analogy, after playing the game, it is an indication of the identity problem. There are many similarities between Atomic Heart and Fallout, from their alternative takes on history and technology to the commentary on social politics. But I believe the game also borrows heavily from other games like BioShock Infinite, especially in regards to its aesthetic. The game is also very obviously Russian. From Russian politics to Russian leaders, all are placed front and center. Yet there is not a single Russian accent present, which is truly disappointing to me, especially after having played games like Metro 2033, Last Light and Exodus, all of which prove that accents will not turn away dedicated gamers and fans. At the end of the day, all of these elements come together to highlight the biggest issue of the game, its identity and what it's trying to say. Unfortunately, I feel like it's impossible for a big game to be released nowadays without some form of controversy. Most recently Hogwarts Legacy and now Atomic Hearts. Look, I'm not going to address the controversy directly in this video. What I'm going to say is that you need to make your own informed decision. We live in a world where people like to play moral politics and parade their stances to illustrate an idea of moral superiority. Every purchase you make in a capitalist society impacts someone, either negatively or positively, whether you want to admit that or not. I feel if you are ever unsure about a video game, movie, product, or service, just do some research in your own time and make an informed and personal decision. Don't make your decision to participate or purchase because you are worried that someone might call you out on it or not. Don't ever let fear be the motivating factor. I don't really have a fixed point here, but I just want to say, don't let people bully you into making a decision you are not comfortable with. In conclusion, Atomic Heart is an incredibly fun yet challenging game that many can pick up and enjoy. The beautiful graphics, engaging gameplay, and breathtaking map will definitely keep players engaged for hours. If you are at all curious as to where you could purchase Atomic Heart, you can see all the descriptions on screen now or in my description. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, do not be afraid to comment and let me know your thoughts on the game, and if you did enjoy this video again, please subscribe to my channel for more reviews just like this one.